So this is just some weird random thing that just popped up and it's been stuck in my head for a while, and I want to go ahead and express it on the here just for the hell of it. So you all know about Hazbin Hotel and Helluva, right? But now what I'm going to say has something to do with that. This is just some random idea that I just came up with, and I want to say it here. I personally have never seen either. I saw some bits and pieces and clips and people talk about it, so I know what's going on there. But as far as I know, that world's version of God was never officially introduced. Again, as far as I know. So I looked up an image of him. And this is supposed to be what he looks like, or at least one of the various ways he's supposed to look like. And I also know that humans in this show are not really portrayed very positively, I should say. Like, they're usually a bunch of either dumbasses or assholes or some other stuff like that. But there's this human that God just runs into at random that's not like a lot of the others, that he's actually smart. He's very experienced. He's seen really fucked up shit and all that stuff. But he doesn't find him in like the best state. He's getting drunk because he's just been through a lot of very traumatic shit. And while inebriated, he says this to God. Hey, you kind of look like if the Babadook and the Mad Hatter had a baby and then caused both physical and irreparable physical and psychological damage to it, because you look freaky as fuck, man. So a little bit pissed off at this, he decides to go ahead and do a small twist with the whole extermination thing, where he sends this guy into hell, and he's the one that's going to be doing the extermination stuff. And as a bonus, any sinner down there that successfully kills him gets to go to heaven. That's just some crazy thing he decided to come up with because he's both pissed and bored. Now, because he wants the whole thing to last more than 10 seconds, in addition to curing him of every possible thing that's ailing him, like physically, I mean, like any, things that's crippling or illnesses that he's got, like anything that could potentially hold him back in this situation is removed, and he's given weapons that will help him out in this situation though. However, what most people thought was going to be very quick and easy turns out to be significantly harder as possible, as he ends up being this world's version of the Doom Guy. Not only that though, but he ends up running into an old acquaintance of him who betrayed him very badly. What was the betrayal? What led to that is completely, not important. What is important, though, is that this guy wants to do everything in his power to help him get out of this situation alive. Naturally, this guy is suspicious of him because, he did betray him, but considering the fact that he is surrounded by a lot of other people that he's killed who want revenge, and basically everyone else who's just the embodiment of the worst parts of humanity are currently barreling right behind him, though, he'll at least know that this guy will at least kill him quickly. So they take advantage of the rule that no sinner could ever leave the ring of pride. So in addition to mowing down all the sinners that are coming right after him, they're also getting out of there where, the living guy can go, but the dead guy can't. So they managed to make it to the edge of the pride ring right before the timer's about to expire. So the living guy manages to get through. How the hell could he do that is either depending that he's either somehow not a sinner or because he's still clinically alive. That doesn't really matter much. What does matter though is that the guy can't leave, and the guy who's still alive, the Doom Guy, decides to try to save this guy, but he can't leave. And he's completely and totally fine as long as he helped at least correct the mistake he made while he was alive. Like, he wanted to make things up to him, redeem himself to his best friend's eyes. And basically asks if he forgave him for actually betraying him. And so he does, but this ended up not working out as any of them expected, as this ended up being what sent him go into heaven. Again, this lasted a lot longer than I thought, and it's just me talking on my ass, dishing out some random thing that popped into my head, and I appreciate you listening up to this point, even though it's just some bald, fat ass rambling on like a lunatic.